In 2010-11, when the book was released, it kind of acknowledged that pop culture was way more than just entertaining and than just something light. Do you feel that the movie is saying more than that it's become almost as important as culture itself?
I think they're one and the same. I think pop culture is popular and culture is culture. And so pop culture is always going to be the thing that people most remember, the music that brings them back to reminiscing about their first kiss, their first date, or the first time they saw a movie. You know that you could, culture establishes kind of signposts or landmarks that we can trace our entire existence back to. So it's the reason it's called pop culture is because we can't get enough of it.
I'm really fascinated about the dichotomy that you have in your career. I mean, the years that you make a Schindler's List, you're making Jurassic Park, the years that you make a War Horse, you're making Tintin, this year The Post, and this one. How do you make it? How do you need this balance?
No, and none of those examples you just gave were planned. They were all the films were going to be films I was going to direct. Some of them, just their schedules overlapped each other. I don't plan to become schizophrenic. And those movies sometimes will create tremendous schizophrenic moments or bipolar moments, going from a dark historical subject to a very light entertainment. But that's not necessarily what I do to get a rise out of myself or to get the best out of myself. It's just timing. It's just literally, if you believe that, just timing.
This is the Oasis.
I had already experienced virtual reality before I read Ernest Cline's book and before I read the screenplay and before I became involved in the film. And I knew that once I put the headsets on, I was totally in another world. And whatever the subject matter of the experience that I was witnessing by putting on the headset, I felt completely divorced from this world, and I felt very attracted to this other world of someone else's imagination. And then every time I took the headset off and I came back to the real world, I felt a letdown.
Do you feel that we're coming to the end of cinema, or cinema will evolve to that?
No, I think cinema is a different road. Virtual reality is a road that doesn't require an audience to participate in a virtual experience. It's almost a selfish, private experience. But movies are a narrative form. I don't think you can tell a narrative story in the Oculus headsets, in the Vive headsets. You can't. That medium is not for storytelling. It's for experiential moments. It's for science, it's for medicine, it's for education. It's for people who will never see the Great Wall of China because they can't afford to go to China to be able to see it for the first time. But I think movies, cinema, needs a square screen, or it needs some kind of a window. It needs a large venue, and it needs to be have a lot of seats looking forward, and you need to have the experience with a lot of strangers. And that will never go away.
Let's hope it stays that way. Merci.
I hope. J'espère.
Moi aussi. Merci beaucoup.